story of history is one of revolutions, not just on the battlefield, but also in technology. From the day, many thousands of years ago, when our ancestors put down the bow and picked up the plow, to Gutenberg's press, the factories of the Industrial Revolution, and right up to the Information Revolution we're seeing right now, living through the creation of the Internet. New technologies arriving have been a constant in all this, and with each new technology, you see existing ones refactored, reapplied, and often just disappear completely. Our Code Michigan project aims to refactor the 10,000-year-old industry of farming. We want to rewrite the rules for finding and acquiring local produce and give locally grown crops a defined brand of quality. We want to be the societal network between field and table, farmer and consumer, cutting out the middle players and many layers in the process. And we think the world is ready for this. It was little over a century ago when most work that was done on a farm. But now farm labor makes up just a fraction of the population. We have science and the Industrial Revolution to thank for these amazing gains of productivity. We can also blame those factors for some very real problems, such as the proliferation of processed foods and an alienation between people and the means of food production. We have turned the farms into factories, but in the process we lost something. In building this vast network, we have broken the connections to what's close to us. Food that travels from farm to packaging to warehouse to retail before arriving home in a barely recognizable form. We aim to change this with the help of modern technology. We will empower farmers to connect metadata to their product, entering the location it was grown, the day it was picked, and any other information that will enhance the experience of the end customer. Farmers will do this because it is a value added, an expression of the pride they have in their product. By simply scanning a QR code, the consumer will build a connection to the production of their food. We want to let the consumer know where their produce is grown, by whom, and under what circumstances. This will also serve to highlight locally grown crops right down to the miles it traveled. Why is locally grown produce better? Locally grown food tastes better. It is more nutritious, has less impact on the environment, it supports the local economy, promotes seasonal eating, and creates a safer food supply. These are all benefits that arise because the produce does not have to be shipped as far or take extra measures, like choosing sturdy versus tasty and nutritious feedstock or adding preservatives to help it hold up during transit. Consumers and grocers know this. From a marketing perspective, we know the value, if only because grocery stores already highlight locally grown produce. Farmers, grocers, and consumers all see the value added now. We are just greatly enhancing the value. By building this branding in at the field level, we don't aim to just build a notice that produce is locally grown, but rather a full-fledged brand, a symbol of quality. We ultimately want consumers to look not just for the locally grown crops, but for our signage, our brand, as the gold standard. There's another service we will provide. When entering this data, the farmer will be able to specify some or all of their crop is available for local sale, along with prices. We'll use this to create a locally grown marketplace. The process will work something like this. A restaurant manager, for example, enters their needs, a wish list. They will include the produce and the distance they are willing to go to get it. This list is matched against data that the farmers entered, and any matches are immediately relayed to the restaurant manager. They'll see the distance they need to travel to pick up the produce or the cost of delivery, if available. If they choose to purchase, then they can do it online with a slight markup over their farmer's price. They will then be notified where and when they can pick it up or contact information to arrange delivery. If there is no match, then the restaurant owner's wishes are stored, so if they are met at a later date, we can notify them. Farmers will also see a refined list of wishes in case they want to work to fill a market niche. Is someone looking for a rare variety of cherries, maybe a study full of sea cucumbers for a specialty dish? This will be the place to find it, locally grown, here in Michigan. Ultimately, what we aim to create is nothing less than a revolution. We are not the first members of the rebellion by any means. You see it in the whole food and locally grown food movement. You see it in increasing relevance of real food, Chipotle-style restaurants versus overly processed, old-school McDonald's-style chains. You have seen it in the high-end grocery stores and even in Walmart. The only place you don't see it is in the hands of the people, the farmers, and the people buying their product. That's where we need to take this revolution.